Just got some lunch. I didn't pack my lunch. I didn't do any meal prep for today. Today is actually my last day of working this week, so I'm gonna be off for the next 2 days anyway. So I'll just do meal prep for next week. I'm gonna show you what I got. So I think they gave me the wrong burger, to be honest. I didn't order bacon on my burger, but I'm gonna eat it anyway because I don't feel like going back in there and telling them. 2 things of bacon, cheese, and just one patty, 1 beef patty on 2 brioche bread. I think it looks like no sauces or anything like that, no mayonnaise, no nothing, just basically plain. With some fries. Then I got diet cherry, I believe it's cherry Coke or whatever it is. It's diet. So this is my lunch. I haven't had anything to eat. I just had 2 scoops of whey and some water and my creatine. I've been sipping on coffee, so that's all I've had today. So I'm not really worried about the calories. And it is, what time is it? Hit this watch real quick. 4:17. So this is the end of the day for me, the work day. I got probably about an hour drive back to the warehouse. So I'll probably be getting off around maybe 5:30, clocking out, go to the gym, get my workout in, and then by the time I get home, I'll estimate all this stuff. I'll put it into MyFitnessPal, so I can just have a brief little estimate of the amount of calories, and then I'll just go from there. I'm just gonna have to guess with the fries. They are fried, of course. The cheese, the bacon, the hamburger, the patty itself. So if all those fails for the rest of the day, I might have another, or this might be a little high in fat, so I might just go protein and carbs for the rest of the day. Try to keep my fats low. But if I had to guess, I'd probably say from the fries, maybe I'll overestimate 15 grams of fat from the fries. The bacon might be 10. The burger itself might be, let's just call it 12. So that's 22, 37. Let's just say 40 grams of fat in this. 40 grams of fat. Carbs total. 40 grams of fat, maybe, I don't know, let me look at it. So I'll say 40 grams of fat, I don't know, maybe 60, 70 grams of carbs, and maybe 20 grams of protein. So 20, 40, 60 carbs. So 20 protein, 40 grams of fat, and 60 grams of carbs is what that's what I estimate this to be. So I'm gonna put that in MyFitnessPal, and I'm about to smash though. Now write in the comment section if y'all think I'm off with my estimate, right? So let me just show y'all what I'm about to eat and put your estimates down in the comment section. So I'm saying 20 grams of protein between the patty and the 2 pieces of bacon and the cheese as well. And then we got 2 buns, not a bun, but we do have, 2 buns, and then we got all these fries. So I'm estimating this to be 20 grams of protein, 40 grams of fat, and 60 grams of carbs. I think that might be decent. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm hungry. I don't know all this black stuff on here. You see that? Is that burnt? What this thing is? It's probably from the box. I might talk to y'all for a little bit. Chat it up. You might chat it up. Chat it up. It's a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day to go in there and lift some weights. I stepped on the scale today, heavier, 217. My previous low weigh-in before that was 215. Hold on, let me get my stand. My hand. I can't talk today for some reason. My top came off my hand sanitizer, so I gotta squirt it out of the tube. Pause. That was crazy. But yeah, it came with some type of house sauce. I said no sauce. They put the bacon on there. I just wanted the regular. It look kind of swollen this. But they put the bacon on there that I didn't ask for. But I'm gonna eat it anyway. Maybe it's a sign from God that I need some bacon. Fries is fire. I kind of like going like almost a whole day without eating, because when I do eat, I get the itis, and I don't feel like working, I don't feel like doing anything. So it's a good thing that I'm eating this right now, but this is kind of heavy, because this is kind of heavy, so it's good though. You already know what's on the agenda for today. I'm doing an hour of cardio, going to the gym, full body workout. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know I want to do some dumbbell stuff today. So I'll probably do dumbbell bench press, dumbbell shoulder press for sure. I'll probably take the opportunity, since I'm not doing the barbell bench, to do close grip bench pressing. And then what else? We got deadlifts, curls. I might do some straight bar curls. I don't know. I've been training calves lately too. And I mean, I'm really not a calf guy. I don't really care about calves. I'm not a bodybuilder type dude. But I've been training calves lately. Right now my hamstrings are extra sore from the squats I did in my last video. So we're going to see how deadlifts go today with sore hamstrings. But anyway, I'm gonna eat this food and watch some YouTube, and then we'll drive to the warehouse, clock out. These fries are fire. They're hitting on something today, boy. All right, back with another vlog. Today is, what is it, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's 2 days, so 21, 23, day 23 of the diet. 7 days away from 30 days, so a month. I think it's 31 days this month, so we're almost done with a month. I stepped on the diet. I stepped on the scale today. A little heavy, you know. But that's just what it is. 217. I had a low weigh-in of 215 a couple days ago, either yesterday or it was recently. Now today I weighed 217. So I ain't sweating it. We're on the way to the gym. We're just gonna let the body do whatever the body does. I ain't gonna worry about it. I've been doing my cardio, be eating my macros, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But like I said, I think I'm gonna just start doing more cardio, because I need this. Like, I need this fat to start falling off a lot more quicker. You know, I need. Hopefully, like, my goal was to be down like 8 pounds this first month, but it's like I had a birthday. I was eating cake. I didn't go too crazy. But I feel like there's a lot of factors. But again, I'm not going to stress it, man. We're not going to make this video about that. Look what's in the middle of the road right there. What is that right there? What is that? Trash. Big old trash bag. But alright, man, I feel good today. I feel a little pumped since I had that hamburger and fries. I feel like my system kind of been rejuvenated a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't know. I just feel like when I eat something that I feel like I'm not supposed to eat, I feel like, you know, my body feels a little, you know, I don't know. I joke with this guy at my job all the time. He's vegan. He's older. He's like 50. I say probably about 50 something. He's a vegan, and I always joke with him about how you got to have some of the animal carcass in your system. And I joke with him about eating mushroom steak and all that stuff. So I got some of that good animal carcass in my system. Some of the nasty food, the fried food with the fries in my system. I feel good, man. So on the way to the gym, you know, and I'm glad this happened, right? So I'm looking at ChatGPT, right? And I tell ChatGPT, you know, hey, listen, help me out with the macros on this meal. I told him I told him what I got. I told ChatGPT where I got it from, and I told him what I thought the macros were. Man, look at what this thing just said. This said the burger macros alone was 45 to 55 grams of protein, 35 to 45 grams of carbs, and 45 to 60 grams of fat. Then you add the fries in. So the most realistic estimate of that was 12 to 1,500 calories. 12 to 1,500 calories. 50 to 60 grams of protein, 90 to 120 grams of carbs, and 65 to 90 grams of fats. In that meal I just had, that's ridiculous. So good thing that was really the only thing I had. Plus, I had some creamer in my coffee. I had like 80 milliliters of cream in my coffee. Then I had, I didn't put any sugar in it. I just used Splenda, which is an artificial sweetener. And I had my protein, 2 scoops of whey, creatine, and water. That's all I had, so I'm good. So that's basically all I'm having for today. I just cooked myself, bro. And I'm glad I did that, because that just goes to show you how it's easy to over or underestimate. Well, in my case, underestimate. I don't know what I was thinking. I said 40, but it's like, does a steak burger really have that much fat in it? Like, jeez. But anyway, I'm gonna go with what ChatGPT said, and that was my last meal of the day. I'm not gonna eat anything else. That's it for today. No more calories will be consumed by KP for the rest of the day. And I mean, you make mistakes, but I'm glad I have that on here just to show y'all that I'm not perfect in any way. So, and that's why a lot of people be a little overweight, because you don't really know how much food you're actually consuming until you track it. All right, I'm not even gonna lie. Today was one of those days where I had to check myself. I woke up heavier this morning, and I hadn't even eaten yet. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what did I do wrong again? Because in my head, I felt like I was doing everything right. And then later on in the day, I had that burger and fries. And at the time, I thought I was good. I'm like, all right, I can fit this in. It's probably not that bad, but that's the problem right there. Probably. That word right there will mess your whole progress up. Because when you don't track what you eat, you start guessing. And when you're guessing, you're usually wrong. And I'm not talking about being off by 100 calories. I'm talking about being off by 500, 800, sometimes even 1,000 calories or more, and not even realizing it. That's exactly what happened to me today. I looked at that meal and thought it was one thing, but when I actually broke it down, the bun, the cheese, the bacon, the fries, everything added up way faster than I expected. And that's when it clicked. This is why so many people feel like they're doing everything right, but the scale isn't moving. It's not always effort, sometimes it's just awareness, because if you're not tracking, you're slacking. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll hear a lot of people say you don't need to track calories, and yeah, that can be true under certain circumstances. If you're eating super clean, lean chicken, vegetables, salads, minimal sauces, you can get away with not tracking, because those foods are naturally lower in calories and it's harder to overeat them. But let's be real, that's not how most people eat. Most people aren't eating plain chicken and broccoli every single day. We're eating burgers, tacos, pasta, stuff that tastes good. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the moment you start eating foods like that, you have to be more precise, because those foods are calorie dense, they add up fast. And if you're just eyeballing it, you're setting yourself up to stall. That's why meal prep is so important, because it removes the guessing. You already know what you're eating. You already know the portions. You already know the calories. It makes everything easier, especially when you're busy like me. And on top of that, tracking your macros just gives you control. You're not just hoping things work. You know what's going on, and that's a big difference. Now, the other side of this is how you respond when things don't go perfect. Because today wasn't perfect, I underestimated that meal. But instead of just saying forget it, I messed up, and letting the whole day go, I adjusted. I still came to the gym. I still got my workout in. And this is exactly why I train full body. Because when you train full body, you're hitting everything in one session. You're burning more calories. You're eating more. 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 You you're giving yourself more room for error. So even if your diet isn't perfect, you're still making progress, you're still moving forward. And that's what this whole thing is about. Not being perfect, but being consistent. Because one bad estimate, one meal, one off day, that's not what ruins your progress. What ruins your progress is stacking bad days on top of each other and not learning from it. So for me, today was just a reminder to stop guessing, a reminder to be more precise, and a reminder that this whole journey is not about being perfect every single day. It's about making adjustments, staying consistent, and just getting a little bit better every day. So I was doing extremely well. That's why I'm not going to get down on myself, because for the past couple of weeks I've been doing extremely well with meal prepping my food. I'm doing extremely well with my cardio. I just adjusted. You saw in the clip, I said, hey, I underestimated the calories of this meal. So basically what I'm going to do is make that my last meal of the day. I had 2 scoops of protein and some water and a little bit of creamer. So my calories weren't that crazy. And I'm still very sure that I ended the day under my macros. So it's okay to trip up sometimes, but you have to have that emergency plan. Like you gotta know how to pivot, and move in the opposite direction. So with me training so late in the day, usually I'm not even that hungry after my workouts. So it worked out perfectly fine for me in this case. So hey, if you're watching this and you're dieting and you might mess up, hey, it's okay to mess up or underestimate or overestimate. You just can't keep stacking bad days on top of bad days. That's really what messes your progress up. Notice the mistake, understand the mistake, and correct it. Woo! Man, I might have to have me a WMB burger and fries before every workout. If it go like that, man. I had a good workout. That was a wonderful workout. That was like a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. I felt real good. Felt a little bloated. I'm not even gonna hold you. I felt a little bloated, but all in all, that was a wonderful workout. I ended the workout with those Bulgarian split squats with the 70s. That was easy. My goal on that is to get to the point to where I run the rack. So the heaviest dumbbells my gym has is 130. So I want to be able to do that with 130 pounds in each arm for a set of 5. So that's the goal with that. And I basically, like, lifting weights is a game, man. Like, yeah, you want to be serious about it. Bro, this little alarm is going off because my bag is in this passenger seat. I guess it thinks it's a human being because it weighs a certain amount. So it's the seatbelt warning. But anyway, so yeah, you gotta turn it into a game, man. You don't gotta be in the weight room slapping each other on the back, slapping people in the face, sniffing salts or whatever you call it. What is that? Ammonia bottles, or I don't know. You don't gotta be lifting until your eyes are bloodshot red and screaming and yelling. You don't have to do that, man. Just go into the gym and just try to do better than you did last time. And turn it into a game. Like that's what I basically do with all my lifts. I start with something that I can only do 5 times, and then I say, let me see if I can get to 10. And that's where I go with certain lifts. I don't do that for everything, but especially for compound movements, because I feel like compound movements are like the ultimate builder of muscle. So yeah, everything felt good. It is 9:10. I'm on the way home. I don't even know how long I was in the gym. It was just, at one point I was just standing still, just looking around because there are so many people, and I really had nowhere to go. So I just, at that point I just went to, I didn't even film on my sets either. But yeah, all in all, everything went well. It felt like I went through the workout fast, but I didn't, because I was just able to get everything done smoothly. So yeah, I got an hour of cardio to do when I get home. I started the Punisher series on, it's either Disney Plus or Hulu, and I'm just going to start doing an episode, because I think it came on in like 2017, so there's a lot of episodes. I got a lot of catching up to do, so I'm just going to dedicate an episode to each cardio session. I just want this fat to start coming off a little bit faster. I may be impatient, but I'm just like, I'm ready to. I had my hopes set for 8 pounds at the end of this month, but that's definitely not going to happen with the way my body weight going up and down, fluctuating. But then again, I could, drop some weight, like 3 or 4 pounds or something within the next couple of days. I don't know, man. But listen, I'm not sad, I'm not depressed. I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm just ready for this weight to start dropping off. I've been seeing all these videos on YouTube, like the algorithm is so it's so tapped in, so locked in with me, that I'm just seeing all these videos on like, yo, you gotta get lean, be lean, and all that, like everything about getting lean, being lean. So, that's the universe telling me just to keep going. So, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm not discouraged or anything like that at all. I've been, I've done a diet before, but I feel like just the older I get, the more like, what is the word that I'm looking for? The more unpredictable my body is becoming. You know what I mean? Like, it's unpredictable. It's weird. My body being real weird. The older I get, it just being a weirdo. But yeah, I need to focus on this drive. All right, so changing plans. So instead of doing an hour of cardio, I'm gonna do 45 minutes of cardio. I don't want to jump straight from 30 minutes to an hour. So I'll just go halfway, just go from 30 to 45 minutes, and just ride this out. See how long I can ride this out. See what type of weight loss that occurs from this. Probably ride this out for about maybe a week or two, and then I'll readjust after there. I'm just trying to keep my calories 2,400 for as long as I can, and then probably when I get to like an hour of cardio, I'll start dropping the calories down by like 100. Probably start taking like 25 grams of carbs away first, but that's up the line somewhere. So here's where we are now. Don't really have that much longer. I've just been watching random things on YouTube just to keep myself occupied. I'll do this cardio. Doing incline is 4, the speed is 3.2. So yeah, tomorrow I'm off work, so I'll do my cardio first thing in the morning, so I don't even have to worry about cardio for the rest of the day. We're gonna get a weigh in tomorrow, see where I'm at. Then we just back on the grind tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow.